Okay, I think we have a lift of lumber going to the top of the roof. Let's check it out. All right, it looks like the framers have given us an access to get up to the upper roof. Let's have a closer look at these details. A very popular way of getting access to a rooftop deck on a small lot like this when you're building a house in Vancouver is through a small set of stairs off the second level to a small landing which opens up to another 42 by 42 landing. And from here, during framing stage, you'll see just a ramp that goes towards the top. Now this is just the base of the set of stairs that's going to be going in. Let's have a look at how we plan on making that set of stairs accessible from this point on. Let's talk about what the finished product is going to be first of all. We're likely going to be putting in a set of metal stairs cladded with a tile matching the tile that we'll be using for the top of the rooftop deck. Now this set of stairs is going to be prefabricated off-site. It'll be mounted after this entire area has been waterproofed. As we get into the waterproofing section of this build, we're going to see torch-on membranes all across the entire rooftop deck. It'll connect to this ramp right here and also connect with this bottom landing. How we tie this all together needs to be planned very carefully because this area will be completely flat. It'll have a curb there. It'll have provisions for the stairs that connect to, and then the torch-on will be carrying down here until the bottom area where it's got its own drain, which will divert water away from this section. So the ramp that I'm standing on will eventually have a full torch-on material. It'll be lapped up the sidewalls and it'll be covering all the way down and be one continuous piece for the landing. So that's generally how we would waterproof areas leading up to the rooftop decks. We would never put torch-on over top of a set of stairs because that set of stairs is going to be tracked on all the time, and you don't want to have that kind of traffic on top of the membrane. Secondly, the membrane is not a finished product for you to walk on. It's not really aesthetically pleasing. So what we do is we put on the torch-on, have it all tested, waterproofed, then we bring on the set of stairs. And that set of stairs, as mentioned, is prefabricated off-site with the given measurements. Once we bring it in, we just fasten it to all the mounting points we have provided that are also waterproofed and curbed, so we don't have to puncture any sensitive areas. And it just rests over top of the torch-on and it connects to the bottom landing. It'll be a bit more clear once this entire area has been finished off for framing and you can see a nice transition up to the top with all the curbs in place. We'll get into more detail once the torch-on guys are going to be coming in. We'll tell them exactly what areas to do. It'll give you a bit more sense of how the stairs will be resting on this area. For one, protection of the membrane. Number two, to give you a nice access from that landing to the rooftop deck. So now you get to really see the limited space that we have to work with when it comes to sheathing and having materials placed on the top of the roof. Just yesterday, this area was nice and sheathed and it looked like a nice big 800 square foot deck. But in reality, when you have the materials delivered, you have actually very limited space to work. So the first section they would do is this area, have it all nailed down and in place, finished. Give them a spot to put the materials because obviously it takes up a huge chunk of space. So now they can freely work in this side and then come back here for the materials, for drawing materials and continue on with all the rest of the framing. But when it comes to these top areas, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller with respect to what kind of working rooms that you have. So it's better to plan ahead. So we'll give the framers some room to work, no pun intended. We'll come back tomorrow and hopefully that time we'll see all the sheathing in place and we'll see some layouts and some short walls going up and give this rooftop deck a little bit of intimacy.